Greetings from London. Now, before you ask, no, I haven't seen the Queen recently. Just wanted to get that out there because it's the first thing that my parents ask me every single time we speak. And I've lived in London for 16 years. So there we go. Anyways, thank you so much, the Change School, for having me be part of your Humans of Change tribe because I'm a big fan of change. I know a lot of people aren't, but change is good. So I am a cultural and social anthropologist. Now, forgive me, this is just a very long and cumbersome way of saying I study human behavior. And the area specifically that I study is the science of flirting and the art of interaction in my business, Flirtology. So feel free to have a look at flirtology.com later. But this month's topic is about relationships. And my specific area of interest in relationships is the beginning part. It's the flirting part. It's that part. Now, it's not just for single people, but if you're single, it's that part where you meet someone, your interest is sparked, and basically anything could happen. This person could end up becoming your life partner, to a very fun evening, to just that moment and nothing else. So I'm really excited about that initial beginning, which is one reason why people in relationships also come to me, because they've lost that spark. And one of the reasons is because, well, you kind of know what's going to happen, don't you? But I would like to take those elements of a good flirt, which is being in the moment, being spontaneous. It's you and the other person together in a world away from everyone else. And also it's feeling like someone gets you. They really can see who you are because, quite frankly, that's what everyone is looking for. They're looking to be seen. You get me. You can see I'm special and unique. So a good flirt knows that. Okay, but I think we can take these components into everywhere in our everyday lives. We don't just have to wait until we find that very attractive person. Because let's face it, standing in a queue is boring. Do you want to stand in a queue and be bored? Or do you want to possibly have a connection with the person in front of you or the person selling the tickets? Because this is what we often forget. We forget that we are all connected. We're all waves in the same ocean. So instead of thinking that this person is separate from me or different from me, or this person is XYZ, I think you'd have a much easier time flirting if you understood, actually, this person is a human just like me. So this is why I like to, in my everyday life, just have little connections with strangers. Because living in a big city, especially London, it's so easy to turn the person who's just cut in front of you into an object, like, get out of my way. But if in my day-to-day interactions, I have connections with people and I talk with them, then it's so much easier to give that person the benefit of the doubt. So rather than an obstacle blocking me from where I need to go, I can be like, okay, I'm also in a hurry. Luckily at the moment I'm not. So, it's fine. And again, this is one of the benefits of looking at us all together as humans. And for that matter, having a global mindset. Although this word mindset I've thought about a lot, and I actually prefer mind flow. I don't really use it yet, but I think if everything is flowing rather than set, we'll all be better off. But let's get back to flirting, because I have a feeling a few of you might be wanting some tips. So in studying flirting for over 12 years, I've researched it. I've written a book called The Flirt Interpreter. And I found the reason why people find flirting hard is because they're using it as a mechanism for other people to sort of judge or grade them. They're looking externally for their self-worth. But what about this? What if instead, away from the flirting scenarios, you filled yourself up? You did your self-development. You did your self-care. That meant when you came to the point where you were flirting with someone and you quite liked it, you wouldn't be worried about, ooh, do they like me? Am I saying the right thing? When they're done saying that, I'm going to say that. Because you would have already sorted the liking. You like yourself. So therefore, you can look at flirting as an effective weeding out mechanism. That's right. Rejection is a good thing. It helps you separate those who you'll get on with and those who you wouldn't. For example, when I was single, my friends were quite concerned. Actually, everyone was worried. How are you going to meet someone? Aren't most men intimidated by you? And I said, well, yeah, many of them are, but that's fine. It doesn't matter because I'm very independent and I'm, self-confident, if we're allowed to use that word. So, in fact, if I intimidated someone, they definitely wouldn't be a good partner for me in the long run. So it was a great way to separate those people who just, didn't have it together and those people who did. And so I tell you what, my husband is very confident. He loves what I do. Well, I go out on flirting nights and I say, oh yeah, we had so much fun picking up guys, and he's like, great, tell me more. So if you can, and again, this is the key part, sort yourself out. And again, that's up to you. Then when you do the flirting, well, I can also teach you skills because this is there's sort of like a superficial layer and a deeper layer. So we're continuously always working on the deeper layer. I am as well. But the skills part, which is a superficial layer, there are tools and tips. In fact, in my research, I found there were 6 different ways to tell if someone was flirting with you. I've created this acronym called H.O.T. In fact, I've done a TED Talk, so if you want to check that out, H.O.T, feel free to do that. So it's humor, open body language, touch, attention, proximity, eye contact. See how I was being coy there? I wasn't actually telling you everything straight away. But the point is, if deep down you actually think, I'm not good enough or no one's ever going to like me, it doesn't matter if you know what H.O.T is or you use H.O.T. So first it's sort of the deeper layer, which is up to each of us to sort out and continuously work on. It's not like, done, check, did it. But then there are the practical skills. And because I'm a social scientist, I'm able to research the skills and also present them in a practical way. And then we can talk about, well, if you feel uncomfortable flirting, do you do it very often? It's like any skill. It's like learning to play an instrument or learning a new sport. Are you good at it straight away? Probably not. But somehow when it comes to flirting, we think, well, if I'm not good at it straight away, then I'm a failure. I'll never be good at this. In fact, if I said, this is going to be your task, okay? Get out a piece of paper and a pen, or you can just memorize it. You're smart. I would like you, in the next week, I would like you to ask a question at least once a day. So that's 7 days in a row, you're going to be asking someone a question. So can you recommend a cafe? You can even ask for directions. Do you know where this bookshop is? But the point is, I want you to initiate a question for the next week and then get back to me. So if at the moment you're feeling terrified, get back to me in a week. And then because of the practice, hopefully you'll see, actually, it is a little bit easier. So I think that's all from me. I've given you your task. I haven't thanked you for watching. Thank you so much. You're looking good, by the way. Have I mentioned that? Anyway, and thank you again to the Change School. This is such a fab idea, and I'm delighted to be a part of it. Bye!